So here I am with the man of the hour, Alfie Plant, and he's the world authority on his own golf swing, or he should be anyway, but I'm going to get Alfie to talk through his own golf swing. This is on the 9th tee at the Open. As probably most of you know, I go up and do quite a bit of filming at the Open. This year it wasn't too successful, but who walked on the tee not long after I plotted myself up on the 9th was Alfie himself. So anyway, Alfie, talk through a little bit of what you're working on in your golf swing and what you're working on that week and what your sort of good and bad habits are, because we've all got good and bad habits, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. There's a few areas of my swing now that I kind of have to keep on top of, and always kind of working towards getting better or fighting. So the first thing I normally work on is my takeaway up to about hip height.
So if we take you back to hip height, so you've got a 3-wood here.
Yep.
And you hit a beautiful shot, by the way. But there's your 3-wood takeaway. So what? So that's back to hip height. What do you sort of work on here?
Well, I try and get the club head as much in line with the hands as possible. Here it's just a little bit outside, which I'd rather it that way than inside. But this has been a great improvement actually in the last few weeks, because the club head was probably right outside my hand. So This is one thing that's definitely helped last week and in previous weeks. Normally one of the biggest things to this move is my initial trigger from the ball. Normally I sway too far right, which then keeps the club even further out.
Right, okay.
So normally my initial move would be staying nice and centred and getting a nice turn.
Good. Yeah, beautiful. So what happens when you get the golf club too far inside? Anything in particular?
When it gets too far inside, it's me trying to just reroute it as much as possible. Yeah. Normally I get it quite steep on the way back, which I don't quite like. If I get it too far outside, then my redirection or reroute at the top of the swing almost gets too big and too out of control.
Yeah, too in. So you like all that? This is the first time you've seen it, so sort of shocked you. Just getting you straight in here, and there's a lot to like there at the top of the swing.
That's perfect. I've stayed in posture nicely. It looks like I'm really well coiled there, and the club's not got too much past parallel, which is nice, because as soon as I kind of get too past parallel, then I get a lot of missed strikes, a lot out the heel, a lot out the toe, and this makes me a lot more consistent.
So having a shorter swing actually helps a little, yeah?
Yeah, parallel's perfect, but if it's a frame or two short of that, then I know I can definitely play from there still.
Yeah. This is all about you, but I like the premise of big body turn and short arm swing. It doesn't suit everybody, of course, but that's a good thing to sort of remember for a lot of people. So on the downswing, just any sort of thoughts you have on the downswing?
Yeah, it's taken me years to kind of get the swing where it is now. I've always struggled with my transition.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, one of my drills was to chuck golf clubs down the driving range.
Right.
And kind of get that feeling of the body unwinding, leaving like the upper body and arms behind. I tend to look at a lot of baseball players like pitching, or like a javelin thrower, how their body works as soon as they plant their leading foot and how it unwinds. So it's not perfect. It can be a lot stronger. It can be a lot more dynamic, but my body's moving a lot better than it ever has.
Good. I mean, my first coach said to me years ago that the game of golf is a throwing action, and I've been around some great coaches, and they've all virtually said the same thing. It's a throwing action, and there are so many parallels you can draw to someone throwing a javelin or throwing a ball in from the boundary at cricket. The right sort of sequence on the downswing is just critically important. It looks good. And there's the moment of truth. There.
Yeah, that's
Like that?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'd like my shoulders a little bit squarer if possible. But you know, this is probably getting swung at maybe, I don't know, 100 mile an hour, 105 mile an hour. So the body's under a lot of pressure. Hopefully, with the fitness side now that I'm starting to bring into my game, that this might tidy up this area and make myself a lot more easier to apply and keep force.
Yeah. And then reeling it onto the finish as the ball sails down the middle. Did you hit 3 wood quite a bit this week on that tee?
I hit 3 wood twice, I think, and rescued the other 2.
Right.
The wind was either straight down there or kind of into off the right.
Right.
So there was kind of a plateau at 270, which I aim for every day.
Yeah.
I see some of the guys out there going down the plateau or flying the corner and that, but I was never going to make a bogey from on top of that plateau. So and I didn't all week.
Brilliant. And any sort of thoughts that you have on your finish on the swing at all?
Yeah, I like to finish kind of as tall or as high as possible at finish. I like my left leg nice and straight. I think being in balance is really key for me, and it means I've kind of got control of the club. And also, I'd like almost getting the feeling of I can just kind of pick my right foot off the ground without kind of pulling myself forward. So from there, I know that all my body and all my weight shift has really gone through the ball, and that's maximum power for me.
Yeah, I mean, when I've seen you swing the golf club, the balance has certainly been one of your strong points. You really look very balanced indeed, and you've released your head nicely. It looks great, and no wonder you had such a good week.
Oh, cheers, Stuart. Thank you.